Hi everyone, my name is Meg Dixon. Thanks for joining me and tuning in to this chair yoga flow. I hope everyone is doing well in quarantine and being safe, washing your hands, all of that good stuff. And hopefully you're not going too crazy being stuck inside. I'm going to walk you through some yoga poses today, some chair yoga poses for those of you who have difficulty with getting up off of the floor. Or maybe you just don't want to be on the floor, that's okay too. So if you're like me, or maybe working from home, or just stuck inside all day long, your posture is probably suffered, your neck, shoulders, back might be hurting, your hips and legs might be tight without you even realizing it. So I'm going to walk you through some poses that will help combat those problems and hopefully bring a sense of calm to your day. All right. Some things you might want to have. I have a nice stable chair with no arms. That's very important. Arms would just get in the way right now. I have a towel, just handy, so we might use that for some poses. I also have some yoga blocks here. If you don't have yoga blocks, that's totally cool. If you have books or any other, like a firm pillow or something, you can also use that. So, we're going to start off in a seated pose, of course. This is chair yoga. We will also do a couple of standing poses. Oh, say hi to my cat. Maybe she'll do some yoga with us. All right, so we're going to start off sitting towards the front of the chair. Sitting up nice and tall so you have a nice big space behind you. You're not using the back of the chair to help you sit up. So really ground down through your feet. You can't see my feet in this video. That's okay. But really press your feet down into the floor. If you have short legs or whatever, or it just feels better for you, you can put your feet up on blocks or books, whatever supports you have, a firm pillow, anything. But I'm gonna keep my feet on the floor, sitting up nice and tall. So already, I wanna press my feet down into the floor, and my legs are already engaged, nice and strong here. Squeeze your low belly in and up to sit up nice and tall, shoulders relaxed down the spine. We're just gonna start with something very simple, a breathing exercise. Hopefully this helps calm you down if you're having some stress or anxiety. We'll take 3 rounds of breath. We'll take a deep inhale through the nose, and then exhale, just sigh it out through the mouth. Take a deep breath in. If your eyes closed doing that, gently flutter them open. And inhale, reach both arms up and overhead. Squeeze your low belly in and up. And interlace your fingers. Press your palms up to the sky. So really press your palms up without lifting your shoulders. So shoulders relaxed here. Pressing your arms maybe even a little bit behind you to get a nice big stretch in your shoulders. I'll turn to the side so you can see. Sitting up nice and tall, pressing your arms behind you even. If you don't have that range of flexibility, that's okay. Your arms can be here, they can be here. Whatever works for your body. Take one more deep breath in. And then exhale, just splash your hands down. We're gonna just move into our neck. It's very simple neck rolls, whatever you wanna call them, head movements. So we'll start off by dropping our chin forward. Move the right ear to the right shoulder. The head will fall back. Left ear to left shoulder, and then down. So we'll use our breath to get us through that as well. So take a deep breath in. And then on your exhale, just let your chin fall forward. Still sitting up nice and tall. On your inhale, right ear comes towards your right shoulder. And then keep going as you inhale, let your head fall back. On your exhale, left ear comes to your left shoulder. And then chin towards your chest. We'll go once more in that direction. Right ear towards your right shoulder. Let your head fall back. Left ear to left shoulder. And chin comes down on the exhale. We're going to take it in the other direction now. So on your inhale, left ear comes to left shoulder. Let your head fall back. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. And then down. Inhale, left ear to left shoulder. Let your head fall back. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. And then chin comes down. On your inhale, slowly lift your head up. And we'll continue with some shoulder movements, just little gentle movements. So take your right shoulder, draw it back. Taking shoulder circles here. Do 2 in that direction, moving back. And then 2 moving forward. Just to find some balance here. Moving on to the left shoulder. Inhale, bring your left shoulder forward and then up. And then exhale, back and right. Down. Sorry. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Hopefully you're already feeling this a little bit. We'll take a few more shoulder openers here. So on your inhale, reach your right arm up, bend that elbow. Have your left hand hold onto that right elbow and just see if you can draw it back. Maybe even behind your head. Maybe not, that's okay too. It can be out here. Just finding some opening in that right shoulder. Option here to take it a little bit deeper. You don't have to. This is pretty early on in our short little flow, so you don't ever have to take anything deeper. I did wrong. For this option, you'll bring your left arm out to the side, internally rotate it so your thumb is facing down, and then reach that left arm behind you. You can hold on to your shirt here. You can use that towel as kind of like a yoga strap, or you can interlace your fingers. All optional, none of it mandatory. Choose what's right for you, and we'll hold wherever you are for 3. Still sitting up nice and tall for 2. And 1. Release your hands if they're bound. Reach that right arm back up. Left arm comes up to meet it. And then exhale, just bring your hands down. We'll take it on over to the other side. So inhale, left arm reaches up. Bend at the elbow. Right hand holds on to that left elbow. Bring it in towards your head, or maybe even behind where your head is pressing into your elbow, elbow pressing into your head. So you're still sitting nice and tall, your head is not bowed but lifted. You can hold here, with that option to bring that right arm out. Turn your hand so the thumb is facing down, and then reach up behind you, holding on to the strap, the towel, the shirt, or interlacing your hands, and you'll squeeze your elbows in towards your midline and hold here and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands. You can take a couple of shoulder rolls here, alternating if you want. Honestly, whatever feels good here, you can do both at the same time. Okay, we're going to keep moving down, so we'll take some rounds of a modified cat and cow, seated cat and cow. So hands come to your knees, wrapping your fingers over the tops of your knees, still sitting away from the back of your chair. On your inhale, you'll kind of tug on your knees, lifting your heart up, lifting your head up, and sticking your tailbone out behind you. On your exhale, round through your spine, squeeze your low belly in and up as you kind of lean back here. Inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Exhale, round through your spine. One more time, inhale, lift your heart, lift your gaze. And then exhale, round through your spine. Really squeeze that low belly in and up. Inhale, come back to neutral. And we'll take a couple of seated twists here. So it's really important that your feet are pressing down firmly into the mat. I'll get to why that is in just a moment. So on your inhale, reach your arms up. exhale, you'll turn to the right, bringing your left hand to the outside of your right knee. That right hand can rest on the back of the chair behind you, or it can hold onto the side of your chair here. Sitting up nice and tall, gaze at your knees. Make sure they're in line with each other. So your left knee may have crept forward, just tug back on it. And again, really press your feet down into the mat, sitting up nice and tall. As you turn, maybe you gaze over your right shoulder. One more round of breath here. Inhale, come back through center, arms reach up. And exhale, take it right on over to the left side. So that right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Trying to draw your right shoulder back so you're not here, but here. And maybe that left arm rests on the back of the chair behind you. Maybe it holds onto the side. Gaze at your knees. Make sure that right knee is not sticking out in front of your left. And twist. Gaze is behind you. Maybe, or maybe it's just off to the side. Hold and breathe. On your next inhale, come back through center, arms reach on up, and then we'll exhale, coming right on into a forward fold so that your hands come down as you fold. Chest coming down to rest on your thighs. Just let your head hang nice and heavy. Hands can rest on blocks. It can rest on the mat or your feet. And just really let the top half of your body drape over your legs. One more round of breath here. And on your inhale, slowly come on up. Reach your arms up. Maybe a little back bend here at the top, lifting just your sternum. And then exhale, hands come down. We'll take another seated fold. We're gonna take a wide-legged seated fold here. So you wanna bring your knees out as wide as is comfortable. You shouldn't feel any pain. You can turn your toes out as much as is comfortable, but make sure that your knees are tracking right over your toes. So you're gonna feel a little engagement in your glutes here, still squeezing your low belly in and up to sit up nice and tall. Taking a deep breath, and then on your exhale, hinging forward from your hips, keeping a nice flat back. Maybe your hands come down to the floor in front of you, really trying to keep your hips grounded on your chair as you fold in. You can bend your elbows here and really just let your head hang nice and heavy. If you have a lot of flexibility here, maybe your forearms come to the mat, or the floor rather. Keep pressing your knees out. Keep squeezing your low belly in. We'll hold here for 2 more breaths. On your inhale, using your low belly, squeezing it in and up, come on up. And exhale, bring your legs back together. If there are any movements here, maybe you windshield wipe your knees side to side, something like that. We're gonna do a couple of standing poses now, just to get the blood flowing. So we're going to start off with a warrior 1 pose. So you want to have your chair in front of you, pretty far forward, so you can kind of take a nice big step back. Take a deep breath in, right foot steps forward, so it's right in, kind of behind your chair. Left leg steps back, that heel is going to be on the floor. Your left toes should be pointing kind of forward and slightly to the left, so at a nice 45-degree angle. This back leg is really strong here, so press down to the outer blade of that back foot, squeeze your low belly in, and you can take as big a bend in that front knee as you want. You can hold on to the chair here, you can take it really deep. or not so deep. Just low belly still squeezing in and up, hips are pointing forward. Option here, if you want, you can take your arms up and overhead. And we'll breathe here for 3, 2, and 1. Hands come down to the chair and step forward. We'll take it right on over to the other side. So hands again on the chair, take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, right foot steps back. Again, that right heel is on the floor, nice and strong and straight in that right leg, grounding down to the outer blade of that back foot. Nice deep bend in that front knee, or maybe not so much. Listen to what your body is telling you. Nice and strong in your low belly, hips are pointing forward. You can stay here, or if you want, you can lift your arms up. Just for 3, 2, and 1. If your hands were lifted, they can come back down and step forward. Excellent. We're going to take a balancing pose now. Move my chair over to this side. So have your chair on the right side of your body. We're going to start off by balancing on the left foot. So really ground down through that left foot. Your left hand can be on your left hip. And you'll float that right foot up, bringing the sole of that right foot to your shin. Or if you want a challenge, you can bring it to your thigh. Keep opening that right knee out to the right, standing nice and tall here. Option, if you want to play around with your balance, you could just float your hand away from the chair for a second. Or you can reach both arms up and overhead. And we'll hold here for 3. Gaze at a point that's not moving for 2. Squeeze your low belly in and up for 1. Hands come back down if they're lifted. And release that leg. Take it right on over to the other side. If you find having the chair on the other side works better for you, that's totally fine. Do what works for your body. So have your right hand on your right hip. Really ground down through that right foot. So you can imagine if you were an actual tree, you would be sending out roots through your right foot. Nice and strong in your belly. Gaze at a point that's not moving. It will help later if you want to balance. You'll float that left foot up again to your shin. Or you can take it up into your inner thigh. You can use your hand to guide it there. Just don't have your foot pressing into your knee. Nice and strong here in your belly. And breathe. Shoulders are relaxed. Keep pressing the sole of your lifted foot into your thigh back into your foot. It'll help with balance, and if you want, you can just float that hand away from the chair, or you can reach both arms up. Hold and breathe for 3, 2, and 1. Hands can come back down, and release that leg. Let it go, shake it out. Do whatever feels good here. And we'll come back to a seat. Just a couple more poses to get to. A little cool down, if you will. So we're going to take a seated hamstring stretch. Oh dear, let me scoot back so you can see my legs. Actually, let me turn to the side so you can kind of see my legs. My beautiful cat, one of them. So you want to have your legs nice and long. You notice that I'm not letting my knees collapse down, but having a slight little bend here in your knees is going to be good. Sitting away from the back of your chair, sitting up nice and tall, and you can also grab whatever supports you want. You can have them kind of right by your feet. They can be up really high. So really flex through your ankles, nice and strong here in your legs, so they're not just hanging out, right? Really active here. Strong in your belly, sitting up nice and tall. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, just start to hinge forward from your hips, keeping as flat a back as possible at first. So Always a little challenge to find that balance point so you don't fall out of your chair. You can hold on to your chair if you want until you fold. Your hands can come down to whatever supports you have, or get rid of them entirely. You can gently hold, if you can reach your feet, you can gently hold on to the outer edges of your feet, or just let your hands rest wherever is comfortable. You can be up here, that's okay. Just looking for a nice big stretch along the back side of your body. If you have a lot of flexibility, again, you can fold all the way in. And we'll hold here for 3, 2, and 1. On your inhale, slowly come back up. A little strengthening pose here. Grip the edges of your chair. Maybe you point your toes so they're pressing into the mat. Maybe you bend your knees and plant your feet and lift your hips up for a kind of a reverse plank here. So this is how it looks with bent knees. You want to take it with straight legs. You'll really point your toes and just lift your hips up. And you can let your head fall back. Breathe for 3, 2, keep lifting your hips up, and 1, come back down. Kind of like flash dance, right? Cool. So our last kind of active pose, we're going to take a hip opener. You might want to have a block or some other pillow or something to support you. Just going to be a seated figure 4. So start off with your left foot planting down into the floor, sitting up nice and tall, and just bring your right ankle to the top of your left knee. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale, just start to slowly fold forward. If you have a lot of flexibility here in your hips, which good for you if you do after all of this quarantine, your hands can come down onto blocks so that your chest might be resting on that front shin, and fold. You can gently press that right knee down, again for a deeper stretch. Or just let yourself hang heavy over that top leg. Finding where you're comfortable, you can bring your arms in front of that shin if that feels good. Trying not to be distracted by any external stimuli here. Inhale, come back up. You can hug that right knee in, give it a nice little squeeze, maybe a little ankle circles, feels good here. Move that knee around in circles, and then release it back down. Same thing, other side. Left ankle on top of your right knee. Again, really flex through that left ankle, sorry. And you can, again, just press that left knee down gently, sitting up nice and tall, and then slowly on your exhale, just start to hinge forward again from your hips. You don't have to fold very deep at all. If this is intense for you, please stay here. And squeeze your low belly in and up. Maybe your chest comes to rest on that top shin. Maybe your hands come down. Maybe your hands hold onto the chair legs. Or pet your cat or dog or whatever you have. And you might notice that this side feels a little tighter or a little looser. That's totally normal. Our bodies tend to be a little asymmetrical. So again, your hands can come down to the floor in front of you. And just let your head hang heavy. On your next inhale, slowly come on up. Hug that left knee in towards your chest. You can take some ankle circles here. Move that left knee around in circles. and then release back down. Final pose, super important for any yoga practice, is Shavasana. So in our seated Shavasana, we'll just relax as comfortably as you can. I like to bring my knees in. You can lean back in your chair here. Just squeeze your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a nice big hug, acknowledging all the work that you just put in. And then in your exhale, just let your feet come down to the mat, let your arms hang heavy, and let your head fall back. You can close your eyes here or gaze softly down the tip of your nose, trying to tune out any external stimuli. Let go of all control of your breath. Let go of all of your thoughts. If you notice thoughts are intruding here in your Shavasana, simply acknowledge them and let them go. Slowly begin to bring awareness back into your body, wiggling through your fingers and your toes. You can roll through your wrists and ankles. Gently rock your head from side to side. And using your hands to support you, just come back up into a comfortable seat. Sitting up nice and tall. On your inhale, you can bring your hands to heart center. Namaste. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that nice little chair yoga flow. And stay safe, stay healthy, and wash your hands.